So is there any chance that any of these Disney Channel original movies are going to be any good? I know I found ones before that were at least decent when the creators actually put out effort, but we're really delving into the smaller ones here. Maybe with a bit of luck, we just might find another that won't have me pining for the live-action remakes of the present day. How apropos with what we have for this month. Let's get into the luck of the Irish. We open on some type of school heritage festival, and this familiar-looking kid is about to have his turn up, but he's got a little problem, quite literally. I'd make a joke about how this still might not be as bad as going up to the stage naked, but I don't have to, because the kid's father does it once he wakes up.
Heritage Day thingy that's going on at school.
Pre-game anxiety. Everybody gets it. I used to dream I was at the game wearing nothing but my underwear.
So yeah, this is Kyle Johnson, and I guess I'm gonna have to remember his name since he actually is the central figure of this movie. And yes, he's played by Ryan Merriman, who played the son in Smart House. I honestly was surprised to find out it actually was the same kid, thus depriving me of a joke about how Disney recruits clones for these movies. You win this round, Mouse. Kyle is pretty much the luckiest kid in school, quite literally. Star player on the basketball team, somehow talented enough to turn a steal and knock it all the way for a game-winning basket by somehow causing the last 3 seconds to stretch into 6 in order for it to count. The fact that Kyle seems to care more about his ball team than the upcoming Heritage Festival irks the chair for the Heritage Committee, Bonnie here, who is absolutely terrible in hiding the fact that she loved to tutor Kyle in biology. Of course, there is an actual reason Kyle claims not to be interested in the Heritage Festival. He doesn't know his heritage because his parents have never talked about it. Kyle has to do his own digging as he and his friend and teammate Russ see a flyer that displays the same symbol as the coin Kyle always carries on him. The flyer is for some guy named Seamus McTiernan, who is performing at the traveling fair that was in no way inspired by the Sleaze Brothers. Kyle and Russ make their way to the fair, where they first run into...
You can always tell the real thing.
Oh damn, so this thing is run by Illinois Irishmen. They're the worst. Yes, that's Henry Gibson, and yes, we'll see him again. We get some line dancing led by Mr. Seamus that is amazingly not Michael Flatley levels of creepy. They gave all the creepy to this guy.
Top of the morning to you.
The next morning, Kyle starts looking like he's finally going to have one of those days, while his mom seems to be turning into Becky Lynch. The man Becky Lynch, back when she was fun.
Is that bacon I smell?
It is, and I have a pair of hen's eggs frying for each of you.
Bacon and eggs? Isn't that a little heavy on the cholesterol?
It's time you put some meat on your bones.
But yeah, suddenly Kyle is sucking at everything, including basketball, to the point where he's getting heckled by Russ's father, who is actually played by former NBA star Thurl Bailey. And he's getting shorter and turning into a red-headed Vulcan, but he is able to finally realize that the coin he's wearing isn't his. What was Henry Gibson saying about how you can always tell when it's real? All this leads him to finally heading home, where he finds out...
There's something your mother and I need to tell you, son.
I'm a leprechaun, Kyle.
I mean, when I first met your mother,
You're not a leprechaun too.
No. I'm from Cleveland.
You'd think that's the side they'd want to keep secret.
We wanted you to grow up like a normal American boy.
Yeah, ask Scott Howard and his dad how that worked out. This is where Kyle finds out this is all tied to his coin, because that is supposed to be the source of luck for his mom's side, the Clan O'Reilly. When Kyle tells them about the coin getting lost and how he went to the fair, Mom immediately guesses it was Henry Gibson's character who took it, who happens to be her father. And he owns the biggest potato chip company in the world, which just happened to open a new plant in town. By the way, I gotta say, these effects aren't that terrible. Not on the level of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or The Incredible Shrinking Woman, but for a DCOM, they got the most out of the budget with these enlarged props and halfway decent green screen. The family heads out to the factory, where Bonnie just happens to be leading a school field trip to, and after a bunch of shenanigans, they finally meet Mr. Riley O'Reilly, who, yes indeed, is not only Kyle's grandfather, but claims to be the actual inventor of the potato chip. George Crumb, who's that? But he claims he didn't steal the coin, even though he and Kyle's mom have been estranged ever since she got married against Riley's wishes. Yeah, she told him she was marrying someone from the shores of Erie and didn't specify she meant the Great Lake. It's a throwaway gag we probably won't hear about again. And Riley is certain that Seamus is the one who took the coin because their clans have had some huge feud going on for centuries. Seamus is what they call a Fardarig, the most mischievous and thieving of the leprechauns. Believe it or not, I actually remember that term being used in one episode of the original DuckTales. Wait, so why didn't Seamus and O'Reilly confront each other when they were at the fair together? Is that place some leprechaun-neutral holy ground or something? They go to hunt down Seamus, but not before Russ finds them, so now the gang's all here, and they try to catch Seamus's RV in a chase scene that may as well be Mad Mad World on Wish.com, before they crash and burn from corned beef and a blown tire. And that's what ultimately leads to this speech.
When the Irish came to America, things were tough, and they had to work at jobs other people wouldn't take, and they didn't get paid what they deserved.
Well, at least they got paid.
The important thing is they didn't give up. They kept trying till things got better, and that's what makes them special, not where they are now.
It's actually a pretty good message about how you really have to make your own luck at times. That your own work and perseverance is often what leads to the breaks in life. And sure enough, the rain lets up, and O'Reilly just has to follow the rainbow that appears, and guess what they find at the end of it? It's in the RV that they find Kyle's coin, and it starts restoring everyone to normal, but Seamus catches them and takes O'Reilly with him. It's not the damsel that gets captured in this Disney movie. That's new. In order to get his grandpa and coin back for good, Kyle has to challenge Seamus to this whole series of old Irish games, and for someone who'd never played such games and supposedly was only good at sports because of his luck, I have to say ending up tied with Seamus is pretty good. But of course the stipulation was that Kyle has to win, so his only choice is to double down on the condition that this time they play Kyle's sport. Oh, and there's one other stake.
If I win, I get my coin back, and you'll live forever in the land of my fathers, and never leave the shores of Erie again.
Show of hands, who has already guessed the twist ending? So they're all sent back to Kyle's school, where his basketball team is in the championship game, and Seamus has quantum leaped into one of the opposing team's players. O'Reilly is begging Kyle to just run for it, but Kyle refuses to give up, and that's what inspires Riley to actually give Russ his own lucky coin. Sort of.
But it's fake, isn't it?
But I wouldn't be telling him that if I were you. It's confidence the boy be wanting, not some lucky coin.
I know this is a stale trope that has been used in everything from Space Jam to Angels in the Outfield, but it's still another good message about how often our luck comes from within and because we believe in ourselves. So no big shocker that Kyle wins the game and beats Seamus, and now for the twist that everyone saw coming.
I said the shores of Erie.
Would you at least learn how to say it? The land to your fathers isn't Erie, boyo. It's Era.
Wait for it.
My father's from Cleveland.
That's Drew Carey's line, dude!
To live forever within the shores of Lake Erie.
Oh yeah, I'm sure having to endure the Cleveland Browns is an 8th Amendment violation. So everyone celebrates the championship together. O'Reilly offers Bonnie a scholarship for her help. And the movie ends with Kyle giving his speech for Heritage Day and leading the whole school in Woody Guthrie's This Land Is Your Land.
From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Hey, it's been stuck in my head ever since I rewatched this movie, so you're gonna suffer with me. So, have I lost my mind, or did I actually find a DCOM that was really pretty good? We're not talking one of Disney's classics, but there is an established story with clear protagonists and antagonists, with a halfway decent story structure, and some pretty good messages to boot, about how you're not exclusively defined by your heritage, and that luck often comes from within you and the choices and effort you put out in life. Even if I wasn't doing this video around St. Patrick's Day, I'd still recommend a lot of you to check it out for yourselves. Who knows? Maybe my own luck is changing with these movies. What's up for next month? Oh, you gotta be kidding!